Gardner Minshew is a quarterback who just had a pretty good performance. Minshew is back. Minshew Mania is back. Versus the Jets, he completed 80% of his passes, had 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the Eagles beat the Jets 33-18. Now, Sirianni has already said there's no quarterback controversy here. Jalen Hurts is the guy. He's the starter. But we still have to ask the question, does Gardner Minshew deserve another starting spot in the NFL? What are your thoughts?
Go ahead. This is an interesting one to me because I just look at the landscape of the NFL and I just try to vary which teams need a quarterback.
Bronco Nation.
Are you taking Gardner or are you taking Teddy? You were adamant last week that Teddy was better than what people were giving him credit for, so I know you don't mean that. So now, again, I'm looking at these teams and I'm thinking, okay, the Panthers. But do the Panthers want to take another risk on a player that is built off potential? I will give Gardner Minshew his credit. Last season, he was serviceable. 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a decent completion percentage. I want to say it was 66%. Those are really good numbers. I just don't know if I want someone who isn't game-breaking at 6'1", and this is no disrespect because I'm just taking the intangibles of it all. At 6'1", who just isn't amazing. He doesn't do anything amazing. He makes I would say maybe he makes amazing decisions given his touchdown interception ratio, the smartness of his passes. Maybe he makes really good decisions.
6 foot, 6'1", limited arm, doesn't wow you. Kind of like Tua, right?
Is Tua 6'1"?
6 foot.
He doesn't wow you though?
Oh, I'm just making a comparison.
He doesn't wow me in NFL terms. Herbert wows me. Kyler wows me. Lamar wows me.
Go on Gardner Minshew.
Guy just
threw a wrench in your...
That was so messed up.
It was foul.
How do you sleep at night?
I just felt like you're describing Minshew the same way I think somebody would describe Tua.
Except Tua wins.
Oh, my God.
Although I'll give this guy his credit. Listen, he had a great performance. He had a great performance against the Jets. I don't want to belittle his performance. He was fantastic. I believe, 20 of 25. There's at one point that he was perfect. I think it was 12 for 12. He was lighting you guys up. But I'm not going to dig too deep into it, just off the sole fact, and I mean this with no malice in my heart, boys.
All disrespect.
He's playing the Jets.
Yeah, they suck.
And us three can go out there and probably complete a couple of passes.
I could throw for 202 easily.
Listen, it's possible. You guys are pretty bad. Outside of Bryce Hall, I'll give that boy his respect.
He was locking up
that boy is
yeah.
nice. That boy is the truth. I just don't know if I'm a team looking out right, on the outside looking at Gardner Minshew, and I'm thinking I want to take a gamble on him. There's just no spot really. The only team that desperately needs a quarterback are the Panthers, and the Panthers aren't a situation where they can take another gamble on a potential type player. So that's why I think that Gardner Minshew is going to be in contention for being the best backup in the NFL for as long as he's in the NFL. But I just don't think that he is a starting caliber type quarterback. I just think that's the truth.
I think that's fair. And I'll give Minshew his credit because in a dumpster fire of an organization in Jacksonville, he put up 2 really good seasons.
Definitely.
And like you mentioned, when you do look at the landscape, maybe he's not going to start somewhere, but I definitely think he's going to have a chance to compete for a starting role. Whether that's going to be a team looking for a quarterback, either he's not a free agent, but even for a trade to possibly upgrade their backup situation, or a team like maybe Houston or Carolina or Washington, one of these teams who takes a rookie quarterback, right, and wants a backup, which the Jets should have done, and get a solid backup quarterback for the rookie quarterback to have just on his side, or if he does struggle, someone who could come in and win some games. But I agree. He played the Jets. I'll be honest, I don't care. It scares me because we hire Adam Gase, right? Offensive minded. Our offense is terrible. Our defense steps up. We hire Saleh. Our offense, we have the 12th ranked passing offense, and our defense is the worst in the league. We've given up the most total yards per game, the most points per game, allow the highest QBR per game, 4th most passing yards a game, 3rd most rushing yards a game. You do whatever you want against us. Yeah. Do whatever you want. You want to run the ball, it's going to work. You want to pass the ball, it's going to work. So I look at Minshew, and I went back because I didn't catch the whole game, and I looked at all of his throws. He had one really nice throw to Goddard, the first touchdown in the game. Agreed. That was solid. CJ Mosley, honestly, just he ran right by him. CJ Mosley at this point of his career is not going to be a great cover linebacker. His second touchdown to Goddard was a pretty bad underthrow, but he was so wide open that there was no one in 15 yards of him.
That's a fact.
So he was able to turn around and catch it. He had to move his whole body to do it. there was only like one really good throw he made to Quez Watkins that was like on the run. Other than that, it was a ton of checkdowns, a ton of screens. His average depth of target was 6.1 yards, which is 23rd lowest on the week. The one thing he's got going for him, he's not a free agent until 2023. So there's definitely going to be teams calling him and interested because his cap is going to be under $1 million for the next 2 years. So you're going to have the opportunity to have a high-level backup for really cheap money. He doesn't wow me. I don't think he's a starter anywhere, but I completely agree that if Taylor Heineke could start and succeed, I think Minshew can as well.
Minshew has already shown that he can start and succeed. And maybe the winning isn't there, but individual success, he's done that. In his rookie year with the Jaguars, they went 6-6. He threw for 3,200 yards, 21 touchdowns, 6 picks, 61% of his passes were completed. He was pretty damn good. You know, for a rookie, any rookie has that rookie season, they're getting raved about.
Yeah.
Second year, the Jags go 1-16. The only game they won, week 1, when Minshew played, but Minshew went 1-7 that year. 2,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 picks, completed 66% of his passes. You compare Gardner Minshew's first 2 seasons with Daniel Jones, with Drew Lock, with Dwayne Haskins, guys he was drafted with, his numbers are all better. You compare his first 2 seasons with Baker's first 2 seasons. Baker was the first overall pick. His is better. His are better. Gardner Minshew, sadly, is not getting an opportunity, not because he's not good enough, but because of where he was drafted. 6th-round pick. The only 6th-round pick to make that opportunity work was Tom Brady. And the Patriots definitely don't regret that. Tom Brady went on to be the greatest of all time. I don't think that's in the cards for Minshew. But when you're a quarterback that's drafted in the 6th round, you're not going to get these opportunities. When the Panthers were looking for a quarterback, despite Gardner Minshew having much more success than Sam Darnold in Jacksonville versus what Darnold had in New York, they went calling for Darnold because the potential made their eyes pop and their mouths drool. The potential of Sammy D. The potential.
I'm sorry, you said drool, Sammy D. You lost me. Sorry.
I mean, Matt Rule was drooling over Darnold.
Hey, yo.
He was.
Sam Darnold was supposed to be the first overall pick in the 2018 draft. Oh, my God, boatload of potential. The Jets ruined him. Adam Gase, all this and all that. He goes to Carolina and stinks. He sucks. Gardner Minshew, 6th-round pick, goes to Jacksonville. An awful situation. Plays damn well his first 2 seasons there.
Very well put.
The Panthers didn't go calling Gardner Minshew's number. Why? Potential. Potential talent is overrated if you can't play. Drew Lock has talent. He sucks. Sam Darnold has talent. He sucks. Dwayne Haskins, 15th overall pick, has talent. He sucks. Gardner Minshew doesn't have the talent that wows you, but he's good.
He has the production.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he has the
he
production.
produces.
I
and
agree.
It's not like he was producing in great situations and, it's because he's a product of the system. This is what should happen. Gardner Minshew is going to start somewhere. I'm not sure where, but I think these 2 teams are going to be the ones that he could potentially start for. First is the Carolina Panthers.
Agreed.
Sam Darnold didn't work out. Cam Newton looks like it's not going to work out. I was wrong about him.
Happens.
New Orleans Saints. Jameis Winston might not play until halfway through the season.
Really?
He tore his ACL, halfway through the season.
I was going to say, the way that people come back, it's possible.
Yeah.
You're right. The Saints could be looking at Minshew. He's only getting paid $1 million up until 2023. We can have 2 years of efficient quarterback play and not have to pay this guy until then. And is he better than Simeon? Yeah. Is he better than Taysom Hill? Yeah. Is he better than Jameis?
Yeah.
Is he better than Jameis? Probably on the same level. I think Jameis is better, but
I'm shocked coming from you.
I just think Minshew's good.
I know. I am shocked you're saying this. Taysom is just a different aspect of the game. Like, do you want your quarterback to be athletic?
Minshew can run too, though.
I agree with that.
Taysom's.
Taysom.
I know what you're
Taysom's
saying.
running.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
tight end.
Minshew and Winston. Winston is better, but it's not a gap to where they're
I agree.
losing
That's a good
tremendously.
point. Yep.
You're right. Gardner Minshew, what team wants to gamble on him? And I like that you use that word. That's an interesting word. With Minshew, it's not a gamble. With Drew Lock, it's a gamble. With Sam Darnold, it's a gamble. With Dwayne Haskins, it's a gamble. With Minshew, it's a safe bet because you know what he is.
But isn't a 6th-round pick a gamble? Like the second and the first aren't supposed to be the gambles.
I think it's the opposite, actually. I think
Why though?
you draft players based on their athleticism and potential. Obviously, also the production in college.
What about skill though? I mean,
Skill plays a big part. It plays a big part, there's no doubt. Dwayne Haskins got drafted because of the talent that he had in college and the production he showed in college.
Yeah.
Jordan Love got drafted off of potential, off of how far he can throw the ball.
Trey Lance too, probably. He had that one.
Trey Lance
crazy
got
season,
drafted
but-
off of potential.
what do you have? 40-0.
Yeah, like total.
Yeah,
When
like
talking about the
42.
quarterback position, guys like Dak Prescott, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Teddy Bridgewater was the 32nd pick in the draft. They slip because they know they're good, but how good can they be?
What's their ceiling?
And with Minshew, it's a safe bet. The Panthers, when they got Darnold, it was, is this guy good or is he bad? The Panthers were hoping he was good.
I agree that was a gamble.
If they would have traded for Minshew, that's not a gamble because you know Minshew's going to be efficient. You don't know if he's going to be you don't know if Minshew's going to be your franchise quarterback, but you
Okay.
know he's going to be a steady
Okay.
quarterback.
Yeah. All right, I like that.
So in that
I like
sense,
that.
it's not a gamble, it's a safe bet.
He's a stopgap for a team that is looking for a franchise quarterback to eat up a couple years until you find that. Because this 2022 class isn't looking great for quarterbacks, but 2023 you got Bryce Young coming out, and the quarterback from Ohio State. I'm blanking on his name now.
CJ Stroud.
Yes, Stroud. Those two. I mean, it's a ton of time, but probably gonna go top 5. So eat a year.
Minshew Mania is back.
Yeah, it's tough for me.
It's something.
The whole gamble part is what makes it tough for me because I understand your point, and you have some pretty sound logic. It's just a 6th-round pick just seems more of a gamble to me. But you're 100% right. Sam Darnold was a gamble because you gave up a high pick for him.
But I don't think that
Just having him start on your
I don't
team's the
think
gamble.
where Minshew was drafted matters anymore
Agreed.
because he's
Yeah.
better than first rounders. He's better than Daniel Jones. He's better than Dwayne Haskins.
Oh yeah.